everyone, Tim here, TRD Adventures. Hope everyone's all well out there. As always, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. So again, kind of a rush build again here. Didn't know if I was actually going to have time to get this thing actually all done, but just a few short days before we head out to Disney for Crawlapalooza. And again, lots of classes at Crawlapalooza, like I mentioned in previous videos and videos in the past and everything. So this year I wanted to try to get into as much as I could. And so class 0, 1, 2, 3, SCX6, even some uphill rock racing, everything there is ready to go. Now, one particular class that I've wanted to get into for quite some time, I've always enjoyed watching them and just seeing what they can do. Everything else has been like a sportsman or sporty style actual comp crawler, not scale comp crawler, it's an actual comp crawler, you know, pure driver. Nothing to bail you out if things get weird or sketchy. And there's no winch to fall back on or no rear steer to fall back on. It is pure you as a driver, your truck, and 2 channels on your remote. And picking the best line or picking the line to get your truck over. Trusting your truck and knowing exactly what your truck can do and how to get out of sticky situations, an actual driving skill. One thing I think putting this here together will help, you know, driving this and actually driving the truck, you know, maybe not all hope is lost for me. Maybe this can help me become, maybe someday I'll be a decent driver. You know, time will tell. Either way, we're here to smash gates and have fun and look good doing it. So let's get after it. So like I mentioned, this is first time on the bench here. We actually have an actual comp crawler. And this is built for a sportsman or sporty class. Now, I mean, most of my other builds, obviously, they've always been scale comp crawlers. So I've always followed like a circus style set of rules to as far as build or gain points, stuff like that. This Sorka has absolutely nothing to do with these style of crawlers. Between like sporties, pros, MOAs, supers, like crazy, pure performance orientated trucks. So these all follow the WRCCA rule set, and they have their own rules, you know, tire sizes, bodies, wheelbases, and stuff like that. They have their own specific set of rules to go after, and honestly, they're just not a whole lot of them, and they're pretty simple to follow through and follow along with. So went through, did some reading there, you know, talked to a few of my friends and teammates that have been into sporties and really enjoy this. So just for some tips and tricks and kind of make sure I was on the right path and got everything going. So huge shout out to everyone that helped me for some questions and stuff like that. And also I just spent a lot of time on some Facebook groups across some shafty pages or any sporty pages, stuff like that. Just, you know, hitting the old search button, scrolling through some posts, seeing what axles work well, what setups, what goes together and doesn't, stuff like that. So what we have here today is from EXO RC. This is their new Eiger Sporty Chassis kit. And either way, I think we're just gonna call it Eiger because it sounds cooler. Hopefully that's correct. Luckily, I was able to get this from Rico right before I believe they headed out to Worlds. I got this when I got the half dome chassis and getting them all built and everything else. But wasn't sure, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to have enough time to get this done and get enough stuff here to get this built before Crawlapalooza. So it's been a rush build. I sacrificed on a few areas, but we'll see how everything does. But at least it's together, it appears legal, and it moves on its own power. So that's a start. I'm going to try to get it out, go out for a quick little bit, and at least make sure everything is working, at least get a general idea of how the truck handles, or I'm probably go out that first night at Disney and drive this around to get a really good feel for it. Again, huge shout out to Rico for letting me get a hold of these chassis in time before Crawlapalooza. Should be hanging out with him. I believe he is actually coming to Crawlapalooza, so it'll be nice to see him again. Haven't seen him since the Rocky Mountain Regional event. So, and he has helped me out with a few questions I had when I was getting everything together. But in the end, it's all good. Building trucks and everything's kind of similar, but this is a different world from what I'm accustomed to. So there's a lot, even a learning curve for me as far as building, you know, how things are set up and stuff like that. So putting weight placements and stuff like that, everything, you know, just a little bit different here and there, but I think for the most part, I got everything done. Like I said, I've wanted to build one for quite some time, just haven't never really got around to it, because I think there's only one other person local here that even has a sporty. So it's not like there's enough people here where we can throw a comp on and do stuff. So the only time I can like drive something like this is at a bigger event that has them, like Crawlapalooza, King, Missouri, or Worlds, or any other bigger events that have some of this set up off to the side. So hopefully now that I have one, maybe I can, reach out a little more, maybe do a little more traveling to some areas that aren't super far away, that do some sporty action too. It's going to be kind of, it'll be a show to watch me drive this, put it together. Never driven sporty or in sporty, and we're going to go do it. So it should be entertaining, to say the least, watching me drive and completely fail. But it's going to be fun. And honestly, the way everything looks, I think it's at least going to look good we're at least going to look good doing it. So first things first, we'll start here visually. I said body here, nothing crazy. Actually, nothing crazy or anything like that, actually. Just a simple little body. This is actually a Proline Axis body. Nothing crazy. So for sporty, the rules, or at least from what I read, the body has to be at least 8 inches long, has to be at least 3 inches wide, and has to at least meet 3 inches tall at some point. So this does it. I did hit all those measurements there, and overall the low profile of the body here, everything came out good. So that's what I was kind of going for, and it came out pretty decent. Nothing too crazy, just a simple chrome paint and some red tint on the windows, and we called it good. So then here we get to the goodies underneath, everything like that. So first off, we'll start with the chassis itself. So again, this is the Eiger Chassis from EXO, and one reason I've always liked EXO and stuff like that is they offer nearly everything to build on their website. Chassis, links, drive shafts, body mounts, even ESCs now. They offer a lot of stuff to get a build done, and it's all on one website. So super handy and convenient. But a step further on the sporty, so this is available as a kit. It will come with the carbon fiber chassis. It will come with a set of the shock keys, the main chassis support here. It will come with the skid that is designed for their chassis, as well as the skid is designed for their Alpinist transmission. So it will come with that Alpinist transmission that is specifically for this chassis. That is what it's based on, is that transmission. Then it will come with a link set for the chassis to match the maximum 12.5 is the max wheelbase for sporty. So it should meet that criteria there, as well as it will come with 2 of their cut-to-length drive shafts that they offer. And I believe it does come with body mounts as well. And I did have body mounts with this, but I wasn't sure if I was going to finish this, so I actually stalled them for another build. But I had some and got everything worked out. So that's definitely nice, especially, getting into sporty and stuff like this, for someone to hop in and be able to get a kit that comes with 90% of everything they need, just minus, shocks and their axles of choice and electronics. That's pretty nice. So you get a good chunk of everything you need out of the way and ready to rock and roll. So, and I will have that link down in the description below. It has been officially released to the public, so I can get that linked and everything now. So definitely awesome. Comes with all the good stuff, high quality parts. I said that Alpinist transmission's one of my favorites anyway. It's actually in everything that I have. Great transmission, all inclusive, super, smaller profile, lightweight. I've never had a single issue. So definitely good there. And again, chassis assembly and everything was pretty straightforward. I mean, there's not a whole lot to this, just a few pieces. You have your cross space there, skid plate, link assembly, just like link assembly. And with the EXO links, he does have the stickers on the links with a sticker on the link package that shows where each link goes based on its color coordination. So again, makes link assembly even easier. So all that done and everything good to go. So I did base my sporty off Capra axles here. So we do have some Trio aluminum axles, front and rear. They are the red anodized color that they come with. Mostly they were on sale, so I snagged them. It was the quickest and cheapest way I could get a set of Capra axles assembled for this. Going through all the random spare parts that I had in my drawer to get axles built. I had enough extra stuff. Said I had a couple extra sets of super shafty axle shafts there for the front, so I got those in there. I had some extra Team Garage Shack portal gears front and rear, so had enough extra stuff to build axles. So got them all said and done, and came out pretty good. I said probably not the best choice for aluminum for this. I don't think many do, but it's what I had. It's what I could get my hands on easiest, so that's what we did. So then that, basic Capra axles assembled. The major exception there was for the outer portal covers. I did get the new deluxe portal covers they offer for the Capra axle, which is a very heavy cover. It is, each one of the outer portal covers weighs 150 grams, which is roughly 5 ounces. per cover, which would make them the heaviest out there without additional bolt-on material. So I debated between them or like the weight hangers, like a lot running this, but I was like, you know what, simple. I don't have a whole lot of ideas how everything works, so we're just gonna get some portal covers, and those are the ones I chose. And then for servo mount here on the front, I have the Punk's Custom 3D Capra axle sporty mount there. Mounts the servo off to one side and then has another section here to mount the battery. And, shocks here, we have some modified Traxxas 2660 big bores with some deluxe shock caps there. All in all, everything came out pretty good there. Everything feels good. Everything moves nice and freely. So definitely happy with the way all that came out. And then moving on to wheels and tires here. So wheels, I said rush build, so I was just kind of getting stuff done. I actually found these carbon 2.2 wheels on Amazon. They were like $50, and they bolt from the faceplate to the aluminum inner barrel. So there's actually quite a bit of clearance in there, which was good. I was like, you know what, extra clearance is always a win there on the inside. So picked them up, and they actually don't look too terrible at all. So we'll see how they do. I probably will change them out at some point, but for right now, they work and they get the job done. So then for tires, also from Deluxe Fab, I have their Deluxe Goat tires. They're 2.2 tire that they make, and I did get medium compound front and rear. And then for foams, I got Crawler Innovation foams. I believe I got medium comp cut front and comp cut firm in the rear. That was what a lot of people recommended, so that's what I went with. And overall, they feel real good there. So definitely happy with the way everything kind of came together. Went together really smooth. And so far, I said, I really just want to, get it out and, kind of get a taste for it, make sure everything does truly function the way it's supposed to. So then for electronics here, up here in the front, we're running a G14 servo from Three Brothers RC. And then we're running the 2100 kV Yellow Jacket, also from Three Brothers. And then for ESC, tucked up in here, we're actually trying the Belay ESC from EXO RC. They recently came out with their own AM32 based ESC, so it's, again, silent, nice control. Just my bench testing and everything here came out pretty good. I like the way it felt, nice, smooth, quiet, stuff like that. One thing is, on this ESC, you do need to put a Zener diode on your leads if you're running like a direct power servo or a winch. If you are using that ESC with a winch, you need to make sure you have one of those in there. I think 18 volt or 17 volt is recommended to protect from voltage spikes to your servo or winch, whatever you're using on that ESC. So I got one of those in there, and Sporty, I just have to worry about the servo because I can't have a winch. So got that in there for it, and other than that, it's good to go. Everything came out good. It looks good. I'm definitely happy with it. I know the chassis is capable because they ran these for the WRCCA Worlds that happened this last month, and as well, there was some action at Super Shafty Fall Crawl as well. So definitely saw some action. They definitely had some good finishes and some good drivers behind this chassis. So I know the chassis is capable. In my hands, that obviously can be a different story, but either way, I think it's going to be good. I think I'm going to be very, very happy with this. I think it's going to be an absolute blast to actually finally get into it and actually, give Sporty a good go, really see what it's all about and everything. I know there's tons of people that this is like their preferred class, like do scale comp as well, but like this is their bread and butter. This is what a lot of people really, really enjoy. It is actually a driver build for sure. You don't have to worry about crazy rules and this measurement. Really, it's a very fine, simple list of rules to walk through, and on the course, it's all about drivers. So I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and in the description below, I have everything linked here that I used in this build, and go from there. So stay tuned. We'll see this in action here shortly. So until next time, everyone, have a great one. Crawl on.